you ever found yourself in a position where you've had such an ineffable experience during a psychedelic trip, but you just can't seem to find the words to put together that can describe certain parts of these experiences? Well, today's your lucky day, because your mate Tom has discovered this really cool thing called the hyperspace lexicon. It's pretty much a psychedelic dictionary, right? But anyways, I discovered this a few days ago after a friend told me about it, and I thought it would be a cool video to make. I haven't actually gone through most of this stuff, so this will be mostly a first impression kind of deal, but it's really cool. Check this out. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper names. The hyperspace lexicon consists of two main sections, the vocabulary and entities. The vocabulary is here to make a compilation of phrases to better understand and describe hyperspace journeys for both the layman and advanced hyperspace travelers. I think for this video I'm just going to stick with the vocabulary section, because entities is a whole other beast, which I don't want to really get into here. Alright, so we've got breakthrough. This is a term that many of us are familiar with. So state traveler gets after ingesting the breakthrough dose of DMT, beyond life or death, beyond time or space or known dimensions, a sense of extremely high energy and vibration as well as frantic activity. All one, feels oddly familiar. What the fuck? I think I've had like a taste of this during my very first time I had DMT. I felt like I got shot out of this hyperspace tunnel and this infinite fractal, and just, it was so like, I don't even know. This is a good way to describe it though. The dimensional elevator. Similar to a terrestrial elevator, this is a small space that travelers can find themselves in, which seems to rise at great speed through a multitude of higher and extra dimensional spaces. At various intervals, it opens up on a new vista or room where one can choose to get out and interact, or stay in the elevator and continue to ascend. I can't really say that I've experienced this. So what, it's like an elevator, but instead of floors 1 to 20, it's like, dimension 5C. I don't know, this sounds weird. I've definitely never experienced that. Ego death. Ego death is a complete loss of subjective self-identity. You've got soft ego death and hard ego death. Soft ego death seems to happen more frequently at lower doses, and it's a sense that while the experiencer is still having a first-hand experience of existing, all the mental associations they have about themselves, their name, history, self-concept, etc., have been shed, leaving some kind of pure self. That self, however, is still self-aware and still understands itself as something different from the outside world. And then you've got hard ego death, which is pretty much when you become one, the boundaries between object and subject dissolves into nothingness. Alright, what else have we got here? Ooh, hyper slap. What the fuck? The often traumatic and extreme negative trip that one can receive, seemingly as punishment for some transgression on the part of the psychonaut. Often it is due to repeatedly blasting off when one has not processed or integrated the previous lessons, or desperately trying to get past a shutout. Generally, a hyper slap is not a single blow, but a full-on beatdown, and one that is designed to teach you a lesson in respect. Okay, this is something that I've had a lot of experience with. It's like, why are you back here? I told you what to do last time. Don't get this wrong, guys. You will experience a hyper slap if you continuously go back to tripping without integrating the last ones. And it's, like I said, it's not just like a slap to the face or a gentle tap. It's it's a full-on beatdown. Personally, I would use the term soul raped, as I think that is more accurate to what it feels like sometimes. Preflight anxiety. This is something that I think we can all relate with. Preflight anxiety is the anxiety one has just before liftoff into hyperspace. Since being shot into hyperspace is such a stressful and powerful moment, yep, definitely, people are in some way afraid of that moment. The anxiety that undergo at that specific moment is known as pre-flight anxiety. Many also report that this pre-flight anxiety diminishes shortly after entering hyperspace or upon returning from hyperspace. The higher the dose, the more intense a pre-flight anxiety is going to be, especially DMT. And it's especially true if you're going from a sober state, which is like level 0, to DMT land, because the gap between 0 to 100 is, it's a giant leap. So the anxiety that you're going to feel is going to be a lot more intense. And actually the
most intense pre-flight anxiety that I get is through DMT, actually. More so than ayahuasca, high-dose mushrooms, San Pedro, and all that kind of stuff. So it can be pretty full-on. And it's like your ego is just like, what the fuck's going on? Oh, shit, mayday. It's just trying to grab on to any piece of this reality as there's left. But, yeah, just got to breathe, calm down. It's all going to be good. Rainbow yawns. Okay. Yawning accompanied by an increase in visuals and great euphoria. It's like the hyper-ether brain massage to the sound of an earthquake. Often experienced during oral DMT experiences and during the come down. I have definitely experienced rainbow yawns, okay, at least there's a term for it now. But only through ayahuasca and mushrooms in particular. And yeah, I remember actually my first time I had a heroic dose of mushrooms, every time I'd yawn and go, and it was just that release of energy, but also that 3D delayed sound effect. And it's true, the visuals would actually get brighter and more crisp, and there'd be like this burst of visuals every time I would yawn. Yeah, rainbow yawn. See? The more you learn, guys. Gotta love the hyperspace lexicon. Shout out. Sounds intense. That occasional experience where hyperspace simply will not open for you, even at fairly high doses and properly administered. Sometimes you just aren't allowed into the club by the bouncers. Don't push if this happens, as it is likely to lead to a hyper slap. I haven't had this experience, but I've heard from a lot of people who've had this, where they would have ridiculously high doses of DMT, and it's like the DMT is telling them like, yeah, you're not ready to go back into this world yet, all right? So you're kind of, you know, you're cut out for the moment. It's like, sorry, mate, not allowed in. I love how it says, don't push if this happens, otherwise it will likely lead to a hyper slap. Oh, that's hilarious. Guys, you do not want to get hyper slapped. Or soul raped. Actually, what do you guys prefer? The term hyper slap or soul raped? Stuck in a loop. I do not care for these fucking time loops, man. So this is when your mind keeps repeating the same thoughts or events over and over again in a seemingly infinite loop. Everything is nothing, nothing is everything, everything is nothing, nothing is everything, everything. I don't care for time loops, and they're probably one of the worst things to get into. Because especially when you're in a timeless dimension, and it seriously feels like you're in this loop forever and ever and ever and ever and ever, and it just keeps going again and again and again and again and again and again. You think you're never going to break out of it, but you will. But it's just, yeah, it can be terrifying. Depends on what kind of loop, I suppose, because I'm sure you can get stuck in like this blissful loop. That'd be nice. I haven't personally, but you never know. Anyways, guys, I just wanted to read a few terms of this hyperspace lexicon vocabulary list. And I know that there's a whole other section of entities, but actually let me know if you want me to do another video purely dedicated on just entities, and yeah, let me know. I just wanted to keep it short and simple for this one. But yeah. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thought I'd do something different. I want to give a special thanks to a few people who've been very generous in their donations. You guys know who you are, because you've really helped me with this whole Mac situation. So I finally got it repaired. Thank you guys. Much love. If you guys want to support this channel, of course, go on Patreon. Congratulations to the winner of the free t-shirt giveaway from a couple videos ago. I'll just put it here. I'll message you guys, and yeah, just send me back what color and design and stuff, and your address, of course, and I'll send you your t-shirts ASAP. But yeah, guys, that's it. Have an awesome day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace!